Hey guys, it's Dwayna, aka Glamazon1026, and welcome to the Glam Room. I apologize for my little hiatus last week. I was not feeling well, so I did not film. But I am back, and I'm back with a goodie. I have picked up the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette, and we are going to be doing two separate looks today, testing out this palette so you guys can see whether or not it is worth your coins. I hope you guys like my new hair. I look like Lucius Malfoy and I'm really loving it. Lucius Malfoy with the bundles. He was slaying the entire series. Okay. Anyway, if you guys want to see how the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette performs and what my thoughts are on it, stay tuned and you will see it in about 15 seconds. Start off this demo with a little bit of background on this palette. It is the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. It retails for either $14 or $15. And the reason it's called Opposites Attract is because half of it is warm toned and half of it is cool toned. So e.l.f. decided to put together an 18-pan warm and cool palette and sell it for $14. So when I first saw swatches of this on Trendmood, I said I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna try it out for you guys on my channel because it's really inexpensive, and if this product is good, it would be great for the Beauty on a Budget series. This isn't my first time using this palette. I have used it a couple of times, and I did that because usually I do first impressions of palettes, and I feel like I don't really do the palette justice when I do a look because I'm just looking at it like, what am I supposed to be doing with this? But I wanted to make sure that I used it a couple of times so I know what colors work where and how I could create a really nice cohesive look for you. So today we're gonna do something a little different. Since there are two sides to the palette, one eye is going to be done with the cool and one eye is going to be done with the warm. We wanna see if this palette has range, okay? So I'm also not going to zoom in because my face looks crazy. And I don't want y'all to see all my bumps, even though if you are watching me on a big screen, you probably can see them right now. But it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. All right, so let's get some swatches done and then we'll go straight into the demo and then I'll wrap it up with my final thoughts. All right, I'm gonna do 4 colors from the cool side and 4 colors from the warm side. I'm starting with the warm first because that's just normally what I gravitate towards. First, we are going to swatch Bold, Cheeky, Warm, and Spicy. For the cool side, we are swatching Witty, Easygoing, Wise, and Genuine. So those are from the cool side. So we're gonna play around today. Probably gonna do 2 half cut creases because that's really easy. And then we'll see. I'll give you my final thoughts. I already know what my final thoughts are, but I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. So I've gotten back into my old ways and I have not cleaned my brushes in so long, guys. Also, this is my first time wearing a frontal, so if it's not laid correctly, don't come for me. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna do the warm tone side first because y'all know that's what I'm most comfortable with. So I'm going to start off with, what should I start off with? I think I'm gonna start off with Cheeky. This is Cheeky and it's going into my transition space and blending upwards. I forgot to tell you guys that my lids are prepped and primed already, but you guys know that. You know how I do. Y'all know I always start off with some concealer and some setting powder. I'm gonna go in with warm. I'm gonna put that in the crease and blend outward so that there are no harsh lines. Now I'm gonna put down a base of concealer and NYX mixing medium so I can apply the shimmer. So I'm going back in with Cheeky on my Morphe 433 brush. I'm blending it between warm, which is that dark brown color, and the concealer just to make sure that concealer blends out nicely and that the shimmer will blend really, really well into the outer V. On this flat shader brush, I'm going to go in and pick up Spicy and then put that all over the front of my lid. So we're finished with the warm eye right now. This is how it's going to be. I'm just going to put on some lashes at the end. I'm gonna go and switch to the cool side now, and we are going to we're gonna have to pray because I don't know how this is gonna come out. We are taking this Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush and picking up Y's, grabbing a bunch of it to stamp into my transition area. All right, once you get to the pigmentation that you want, just take a clean brush. It doesn't matter. I'm using my Morph M505, which is just like 504's smaller brother. And I'm just going to blend that green out towards my brow bone. I think this is as far as I'm willing to take this green, okay? I'm gonna pick up Smooth on this Morph M433, which is this, it's like a cool brown taupe gray color, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner. I'm gonna see if it's dark enough for the outer corner. Oh yeah, it is. It's dark enough. Oh, perfect. That's what we want. We start little and then just kind of build that color up and carry it through the crease like we did with the brown color over here. I think this is as far as I'm willing to take both of these colors right now. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that we did over here and put down the mixture of concealer and mixing medium to get the shimmer on. Oops. So I'm going in with Clever on this flat shader brush, and I'm going to put that directly on the concealer. This is like a gray with a purple shift. I did not see it when it was in the pan, so it looks kind of crazy right now, but we're gonna fix it. On top of that, I am putting Low Key, which is this white shade, and it has some type of shift to it, but that's what I'm putting on top of this because that is the color that I wanted. It has like a pinkish shift to it. So this is the finished look, guys. I just want you guys to know that everything I have on today, besides my foundation, is something that is on a budget. I put on the May Beauty lashes in the style Rose. They come 3 in a pack for $6.99. And then I also finished off my lips with the NYX Espresso Pencil, CoverGirl's Melting Pout Matte in Current Nude, and Alyssa Ashley and Elf's Lip Gloss. Let's talk about the reason that we're here. It is the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. First saw this palette and I was very impressed with e.l.f. e.l.f. usually has like those little quads or like, you know, the 6 bake shadows or the 6 regular shadows, and I usually don't pick those up because I'm not really a fan of their payoff. I'm not saying that you can't get some good looks with them, but I'm just not a fan of those palettes payoff. This palette, however, it does get pretty good payout. I am not mad at it at all. I have a couple of criticisms though, and perhaps they're just me being like really picky, but I feel like they're valid. Okay, the first is that because it is a palette that has both warm and cool side, you don't get enough transition shades, especially if you're a black girl. Like if you're white, you can probably use that as a transition shade. You probably can use all of these as transition shades if you're white. This, it is like a little bit darker than my skin tone. This I can only use as a brow bone highlight. This shows up, like as you can see, it shows up, and this barely shows up on my skin. So another critique that I have about the palette is that on the cool side, I don't feel like this is cohesive at all. Besides like the transition shades, I mean, I don't know how to pick cool tone transition shades. That is not e.l.f.'s problem, that is my problem. However, like these will show up on darker skinned girls, on brown girls, right? However, I just feel like it's weird because you cannot, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like the shimmers are kind of like out of place. I don't know, I feel like they needed some different shimmers. The shimmers are kind of whack. So is this palette worth $14? Yes, it's worth $14. I wouldn't get this palette if it was $25 and up, but $14, yes, I think it's good. Is it necessary? It is not necessary. I think that it's gonna be okay to have this palette and use another palette with it, but then what is the point of getting the palette, correct? Correct. I used it a couple of times, and both times that I used it, I found myself going into other palettes to supplement these warm shades as far as like transition colors and stuff, because I just didn't think that it had the depth and the range for black girls. You can get it, it's cool. You don't have to have it. It's not a necessity. It's not a must-have. It's a good buy if you're on a budget and you want a palette with colors that will take you from day to night. It's a good buy. But other than that, I don't think you need it. Make sure that if you like this video, you give me a thumbs up. This is how YouTube knows that you like my content, and they will continue to push content to you. Make sure you subscribe down at the bottom of the screen there, and hit that notification bell so that you can be part of the Bang Bang notification gang. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed this. I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.